Hello everyone! Welcome back to our English lesson. I am your English teacher Islambekova Aynazik, and today we're going to talk about modal verbs such as could, couldn't, and had to, didn't have to. Let's go! Now, I am going to explain the main rules of could and couldn't. Could and couldn't are the past tense forms of can and can't. We used to talk about ability or possibility in the past period of time. For example, I could play football when I was 5. We use could not, that is couldn't, to talk about what wasn't impossible in the past period of time. Now, let's look at the example with the negative form of could. I couldn't play football when I was 5. And guys, remember that we don't use to after the verb could or couldn't. For example, they could or couldn't plant crops throughout the year, but not they could or couldn't to plant crops throughout the year. On this slide, we can see a table with formulas of using verbs could and its negative form couldn't in right way. Let's look at them and read carefully. So, to make a positive sentence, we just follow a simple rule. First comes pronouns such as I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and then the verb could, and after that come other parts of sentence. To make a negative form, also I, you, he, she, it, we, they, then the verb could plus not, that is couldn't, and then also other parts of sentence. And to make a question with could, we also have to follow simple rule. The first place takes a verb could, and then come pronouns with other parts of sentence. These are the simple rules that we have to know. And now let's talk about the modal verbs had to and didn't have to. So first, we use had to if something was necessary or very important in the past. For example, the weather was terrible, so I had to take my umbrella. I had to take my umbrella because it was necessary. And let's read the second example. We had to leave early not to be late for school. We use didn't have to if something wasn't necessary or important in the past. For example, they didn't have to look after their baby. That means it wasn't necessary. On this slide, we can see a table with formulas of using had to and its negative form didn't have to in right way. Let's look at them and read carefully. So, to make a positive sentence, we just follow a simple rule. First comes pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, they, then had to, and after that come other parts of sentence. To make a negative sentence, also first come pronouns such as I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and then didn't have to, and after that also other parts of sentence. And to make a question with had to, we follow simple rule. The first place takes a verb did, and then come other pronouns. And then come pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, they. After them comes have to with other parts of sentence. Maybe you guys are wondering why in the last two cases we used have to instead of had to. The reason is had is the past form of have, and since did is the past form of do, two past forms cannot be used together in a single sentence in English. That's why we have to use have instead of had. These are the simple rules that we have to know. And now guys, it's time to have a practice. We are going to do some interesting exercises all together. Let's go! Here is the first exercise for you guys. And your task is to firstly listen very carefully when I read, and then read this given text on the slide very carefully. When I was a baby, I couldn't speak. But now, I can speak my language and English. When I was smaller, I could sleep all day. But now, I can't. I have to go to school. Now, I can watch television and understand what it's saying. But when I was younger, that was impossible. I couldn't understand very much. I am going to give you some time to read this text on your own. Let's go. Have you done? Now, let's move to the next task. Here, your task is to circle true or false according to the previous text. I'm going to give you some time. Let's go. Have you finished? Let's compare and check your answers all together. So the sentence A. When he was a baby, he couldn't speak. And the answer is true. The sentence B. Now he can speak 5 languages. And the answer is false. Sentence C. Now he can sleep all day. And the answer is false. The sentence D. When he was younger, he couldn't understand very much on TV. And the answer is true. And the last sentence. Now he can't understand what the television is saying. And the answer is false. Great job! Let's move to the next task. On this slide, we can see grammar task, and we have to put the words in the correct order. For example, the sentence A. The words are put in the incorrect order like swim, was, I, 5, when, could. And the right answer will sound like when I was 5, I could swim, or I could swim when I was 5. I am going to give you some time. Let's go! Time is up. Have you finished? Let's check your answers all together. The sentence B. The right answer is when I was 6, I could play chess. Or I could play chess when I was 6. In the next sentence, when I was 6, I couldn't read. Or I couldn't read when I was 6. This is the continuation of the previous exercise, and I'm going to give you some time. Let's go! Have you finished? Let's check your answers all together. Sentence D. The right answer here is: could you speak English when you were 5? Or when you were 5, could you speak English? The next sentence. In here, the right answer is: when she was 2, my sister could walk. Or my sister could walk when she was 2. So let's do the last one. When he was 10, my brother could do judo. Or my brother could do judo when he was 10. Good job! Here, guys, you can see 3 different sentences with could, and only one sentence is correct. You have to read with me all these sentences and choose one that is correct. Let's go. I could walk when I was 2. I could walking when I was 2. And the right answer here is right. The second sentence. I could walk when I was 2. Let's do the next one. My dad could make a cake when he was 9. My dad could make a cake when he was 9. And the last one. My dad could making a cake when he was 9. And the right answer here is the second sentence. My dad could make a cake when he was 9. Let's do the next one. My mom couldn't swim when she was 10. My mom couldn't swimming when she was 10. And the last one. My mom couldn't swim when she was 10. And the right answer here is, that's right, the third sentence. My mom couldn't swim when she was 10. Let's do the next one. My brother couldn't riding a bike when he was 4. My brother no could ride a bike when he was 4. My brother couldn't ride a bike when he was 4. And here the right answer is, good job. The third sentence. My brother couldn't ride a bike when he was 4. Good job. And let's do the last one. My friends could speak a little bit of English when they were 5. My friends could speak a little bit of English when they were 5. And the last one. My friends could speak a little bit of English when they were 5. So the right answer here is the first sentence. You were right. My friends could speak a little bit of English when they were 5. This is the another grammar task for you, and sentences that are given to us have got empty gaps, and your task is to fill in these gaps with had to or didn't have to. For example, we had to leave early not to be late for school. I'm going to give you some time. Let's go. Time is up. Let's compare and check your answers all together. My brother had to do his homework because he was teacher's pet. In the past, children had to obey their parents. The next one, did you have to pay for your ticket? And the next sentence, it rained all day on Sunday. I was really glad that I didn't have to go to school. Good job. Let's do the continuation of the previous exercise. I'm also going to give you some time. Let's go. Time is up. Have you finished? Let's compare and check your answers all together. 100 years ago, people didn't have washing machines, so they had to do all the washing by hand. The next one, because of the snow last winter, a lot of people had to spend the night in their cars. When we went to Spain last year, we didn't have to speak Spanish because a lot of people could speak English. And the next one, did you have to ask the permission from your dad when you were 10? Good job! Complete the sentences with the correct form of could or had to. I'm going to give you some time. Let's go! Time is up. Have you finished? Let's check your answers all together. So the first sentence, before going on holidays last summer, we had to pile up all our luggage on top of the car. And second sentence, we couldn't paint our walls again because somebody spoiled them with graffiti. And the third sentence, my mother wasn't on duty last Saturday, so we could go to the cinema together. And the next sentence, the fridge was full, so I didn't have to go to shopping. Let's do the continuation of the previous task. Have you finished? Let's check your answers all together. I had lost my keys and couldn't open the door. The next sentence. In the early 20th century, people didn't have cars. That's why they had to walk a lot. And the next sentence. At that time, there was no electricity, so people had to use candles and oil lamps. And the last sentence. My uncle and aunts couldn't buy their house, thanks to some financial help from the government. Good job! Let's move to the next task. This is the last exercise for you guys. Here we can see sentences and there is a mistake in each of them. Your task is to find mistakes in these sentences and write down in your copybooks the right variant. For example, the given sentence is I could using a tablet when I was 3. Here the mistake is the word using because it's used in incorrect tense. The right answer here will sound like I use a tablet when I was 3. I'm going to give you some time. And after that, we're going to compare and check your answers all together. Have you done? Let's check your answers. The given sentence is she couldn't play the piano when she was 5. And the right answer here is she couldn't play the piano when she was 5. The mistake is to. We do not use to after could or couldn't. Let's move to the next slide. This is the continuation of the previous exercise. Let's write down the correct sentences. I'm going to give you some time. And after that, we are going to compare and check your answers all together. Have you done? Good. Let's check them. My grandmother could speak 4 languages. Here the right sentence will sound like my grandmother could speak 4 languages. The second one, when could you say hello in English? And the right answer here is when could you say hello in English? And the third sentence, could you to swim when you were 6? So the correct sentence will sound like could you swim when you were 6? You have done great job. Here you have to. This was our last exercise and I hope that everything was understandable. And now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day.